What is cracking, McFreaking lacking, boys and girls? We're back at it with another episode of Pokemon Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. Honesty time, I accidentally did not hit the record button and have fought two trainers already. This one and that one. I fought the twins. I didn't lose anyone. It was a pretty simple fight, but I'd like to tell you guys that I did fight them, and it was an accident. Just pull out my little notebook, all my notes. How you guys been? I know it's like a day for day record like videos for you guys, but for me it's not. You know, I do 7 videos, maybe 8, maybe more. Bulk recording, and after that it's all editing. So for me it's not back and forth. I also recently watched I didn't finish it because Netflix is so fucking weird. Netflix does like this thing where like I watched a show. And in Netflix, they had the whole 3 seasons. But there's 4 seasons to the show, so they didn't have the last season. And then to make it weirder, I went on Hulu to find the continuation of it to see if they had all 4 seasons. And they did have season 4, but only the last, like, 5 episodes of it. I'm talking about The Good Place, I don't know if I mentioned it. They only have the last 5 episodes, so the first 8 episodes, just not there. Doesn't exist, apparently, in Hulu's world. Which I find it so... How do you get the rights to a show, like, even if they give you, like, oh, you have five episodes, that's your rights. How do you pick the last 5? Like, why not the first 5 at least, you know? I don't know, it's just so weird to me. But as I watched it, there was a scene where, the main character talks to her mom, like, she goes finding her mom, and her family, like her life was very like it was just a bad family, you know, like they didn't know her birthday, they didn't care, etc, blah blah, all that. And then she finds her mom, and her mom is like remarried, has a stepdaughter, I think. Yeah, stepdaughter. And she treats the stepdaughter like well. She's a good mom, like, because before she was a drunk to the main character, and then like now she still drinks, but she's like, she was a drunk before, she didn't care, she killed her dog by, like, it was bad parent, honestly. But to the new family, she like is a good parent. She does PTA, she has friends, they do yoga together, like it's a lot. And I'm just, and like that kind of pissed me off, because it didn't piss me off as in the sense of like, oh, that show pissed me off, but it made me think. I was like, wow, I hate, because there's other shows that have done that, like it's not original. There's other shows that have done the same thing, and I hate it. Like I hate the situation, because there are parents like that, and I think it's so fucking stupid to have like these parents. Like, I get it if you don't want a kid, I get that. I understand if you didn't want a kid and you have a kid and it sucks because it's not something you wanted. I get that. But at the same time, you don't really get a kid on accident. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. You don't just wake up one day and you're pregnant. Although it can happen, but that's a different topic that I do not want to get involved with. But usually, you know, it takes 2 to tango to get a kid. And so, like, and you also can't really accidentally keep a kid. That's a different topic. But like with kids, I don't know, like you can't just go 9 months and then you have the kid and you treat it badly. Like, why have the kid in all, like, in general? Like, put it for adoption. Like, there's so much options you have, and yet you choose to keep the kid and then treat the kid like shit. But then you have another kid, and don't get me wrong, I also understand having like a shitty family, like you're like, say you had a kid with someone that you didn't love or was abusive or whatever. Hate that person. You have the right to hate that person. Like, if I'm married to a woman and I have a kid with her, but she abuses me, she steals my money, she cheats on me, blah blah, I'll hate her. I'm not gonna hate the kid though. The kid had nothing to do with the situation. So I'm obviously not gonna hate the child. Like, that's not It's not fair. But like that's a thing, and I'm just like, why? Like to me, it's just weird, and I see that, and I'm just like, I don't know, I just really hate it, because if you could have been that good, and like I love the scenes, because they do like mention this in the shows I've watched, because this wasn't like How I Met Your Mother. This isn't a lot of shows I've seen where the parent gets a new family, treats the parent like they always say the same line. And I do love that line, and they're like, if she could be a good parent, why wasn't, like, if she's a good mom, why couldn't she be that for me? Like, I love that line, because it so accurately depicts what someone would think. Like, even if, like, because she went to her mom, because the good place is heaven, right? So, you, so in the good place, the basic thing is, like, if you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you go to the bad place, hell, obviously. And what the main character and her friends did were, like, she found out about the good place, and so she was like, once you know the good place and know how it works, because it's like, it's points. So if you get a certain amount of points, you go to the good place. And, you know, negative points or bad points, you go to hell. The bad place. So when you find out about the good place, you can't really go to the good place anymore, because then whatever you do after that, like all the good you do, it's based off the fact that you want to go to the good place. So it has a selfish aspect of it, if that makes any sense. So like basically, like, you're not doing good for the sense of being good, you're doing good in the sense of like you want something in return, which in itself isn't good. I know it's complicated, but it makes sense. So when she found that out, and her friends, they went to each one's, like, their loved ones, to try to get them to the good place, you know, make them good and all that. And so she went to her mom to get her to the good place, which is a good thing. And then when she found that, the whole parent thing, the guy asked, because she was with someone, and he was like, oh, isn't it good that, like, at least your mom's doing good, blah blah blah. And she says the line, and I was like, but, like, if she could be like that, why wasn't she like that with me? And it's so true. Because, again, I'm the big believer, if you have a child, I don't care who it's with, if you have a child, like, you must treat that child well. I'm sorry, that is a fact, that is a cold hard truth. I'm not, like, there's nothing else I'm gonna say about that. That's like the fact. I actually don't remember if I went on top or the bottom. Did I fight you? I did. Oh, I didn't. But that's just the truth. If you have the capacity to be good to someone, be good to everyone, really. I'm not saying go out of your way to be good, obviously. That's not what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be nice to every single person. I mean, you could if you want to, that's on you. But I'm saying in the sense of, like, if you have the capacity to be a good person, then be a good person. Don't be shitty to someone, especially if it's your kid, man. Like, come on. I say this as a joke, but there's an aspect of truth to it. I never asked to be born. I never, like, I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm happy I have a good life. I'm happy about all that. But every kid, no kid asked to be born. Like, I know it sounds morbid, but it's in the sense of, like, no child was like, oh, you know, I want to be born, make me, like, make me alive. No child has ever done that. And so, why not treat the, because when you do something good, and this is like my belief, if you do something good, if you're a good person, hey, I finally found it. If you do something good, where was I going with this? If you do something good, what? Oh, if you do something for someone, that's what I meant. If you do something for someone, you cannot expect anything in return. I tell this to my mom sometimes. I make it as a joke, but I say this to my mom. Because, so I eat shrimp, right? And to eat shrimp, you have to take out the shell or whatever. I think it's a shell. You gotta take out the, whatever, it's a shell. To eat it, because you don't want to eat the shell. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can. Go for it. That's on you. But you have to take out the shell. And sometimes my mom is nice, and she'll take out the shell for me. I never asked for it, but she'll do it. And I think that's very sweet and kind. But when you do something nice out of the, you know, I say it a bunch of times, don't expect anything in return. Like that's like, I'll do something in return for my mom, obviously, but not because she does something nice for me. I do something nice because excuse me. I do something nice because I want to do something nice. There's no ulterior motive of it. I've never helped one of my friends or one of my family members and I was like, okay, now that I helped them, they have to help me when I need them. That's not something I've ever thought, because you're not doing anything to be nice anymore. Now you're just doing it because you want something, and that's not nice. That's not a good thing. To do something, you must do it because you want to, because you care, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't like the people who do something and then they need something in return. Then don't do anything. If I'm like, hey, can you help me put this picture up, or can you help me move, or whatever the hell it is, whatever I ask of you, do not be like, oh, you know, I've done, like later on, like, oh, I've done this, now do this for me. Like, no, because for one, I don't want to help you. If you come to me and say, hey, help me with this, now that I helped you with that, I no longer want to help you. You're kind of on your own, because that, for one, you're making it like, it's an asshole thing to do, in my opinion. You're kind of an asshole if you be like, oh, I helped you, now you have to help me. Like, don't fucking help me then. I'm cool. Don't help me then. I don't need your help. Honestly, like, it's so, yikes. Like, just leave me alone then. But if you like, hey, can you, if someone comes to me, oh, I thought, fuck. Wait, does she not have a portal that takes me like right back? Does she really not have a portal, or do I have to talk to her? No way. She really does not have a portal? Weird. But, like, if you hit me up, if anyone, my friends or whatever, they hit me up and they're like, hey, can you help me? I'm gonna say, yeah, what do you need help with? Now, if they say, hey, you know, last week I helped you with this, it's your turn to help me. The fuck? It's not back and forth. You helped me because you wanted to help. And if that's not the reason, I will never ask you for help again. Do not worry about it. That's it. That's how it works for me. Like, if you help me because you wanted something, don't worry. I will never ask you for help again. Like, I'm good. It's so ugly to do that. Cause I help people. Like, I've helped plenty of people. And I've helped people, never went, hey, you know, now that I did this, can you help me? No, I'd always be like, because I'd always be like, and there's a thing too, just because you helped someone, and like, if you always continuously help someone and then they refuse to help you, that is a reason to not help them anymore. Because they, like, if someone's like, hey, do this for me, help me, and you're always helping them, and the one time you ask for help and they're like, no, okay, if it's the one time, that's reasonable, because not everyone is free, you know what I mean? But if they continuously don't help you when you need them, don't help them, because they're selfish. That's a selfish thing to do. And also, 100%, if someone only ever messages you because they need help, let them go. They do not care about you. They don't like, they're just not someone you want around. And I'm being like full-heartedly serious. That is not someone you want around, because they are, and I say this full confidence, they're awful people. Like, they are terrible people. Like, that's a fact. Like, I don't know, I don't know what else, like that's yeah, it's a fact. That's all it is. Don't be around someone who continuously messages you, is like, hey, can you help me, That's so messed up. I personally, I can't do that. I hate asking for help in general. Like, I don't hate it because, like, I don't want to be seen weak or whatever, like, you know, or like, oh, I just don't like it because I hate being an inconvenience. I hate being a bother. Like, I don't want to bother someone, you know, but, like, I also understand, like, people sometimes need help with things, and so that's a good reason to ask for help. Friends, I have, like, maximum, like, honestly, I have, like, 4 or 5 real friends that I can consider real friends, because, and this is what I love, this is a true friendship. They will help you without you even asking for it. Like, if they see you're struggling and know you're struggling, they'll just come and be like, hey, what's up? You need help? I got you. That's a good friend. Someone who's just always around. And I say this all the time, and I'm a strong believer of it. It is quality over quantity. Why the hell would I want 100 friends who don't give 2 shits about me? Like, I could be, like, struggling and they wouldn't care, when I could have, like, 2 friends who love me and always there for me. That's all I'm saying. And with that, now that I'm here, I'm going to end it. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. After this Pokemon Randomizer with Nuzlocke, we are going to do another series, right? We're going to drop new content. I don't know what yet, but we're definitely dropping new content. Question of the day: if you can live in one place, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, even space, honestly, fuck it, pick a planet. If you could live anywhere, alternate dimension, whatever it is, where would it be? If it's not something that exists and you have like a place in your mind that you always wished, describe it down in the comments. Whoops. Write it down in the comments, describe it for me. I'd love to hear you guys answer. Thank you very much for being here, and with that, I bid you adieu.